Welcome to this little reflection on John chapter 1 and the part in that chapter where Jesus of Nazareth meets Philip and Nathanael. So, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. We're in the first chapter of the Gospel of John. The fourth Gospel was the last of our canonical Gospels to be written. Remember last week I said that Mark was the first. In all probability, John was the last. The passage for today involves three characters. Jesus, of course, Philip and Nathanael. Nathanael, in fact, only appears in John's Gospel. There are a few themes that I would like us to explore, and I hope you'll read the passage in preparation as we do so. There seems to be a particular pattern to how the earliest disciples encounter Jesus. They meet, they spend time, and discover who he is. Sometimes Jesus instigates the meeting. At other times, someone else does that instigation. Someone who has already discovered who Jesus is introduces another to Jesus of Nazareth. That in many ways is the essence of evangelism. Jesus finds Philip. A little earlier in the chapter, Andrew had found Jesus. Yet here it is Jesus who finds and then invites Jesus to follow him. This is important, for at the heart of the gospel story, the story of Jesus, is an invitation to follow. Philip is from Bethsaida in Galilee. John records this as being the same city as Peter and Andrew. The writer of the fourth gospel is interested in time and space. Perhaps this is because for him God steps into time and space. Whilst the opening chapter, the opening phrases of John's Gospel, the magical bit that is read at Christmas time, is rooted very much in time and space. In other parts, John is rooted in the local. The area of the Galilee where Bethsaida was would have been a real mixture, particularly in terms of language spoken and lived. That's familiar to us living on the north coast of Wales. Philip is a Greek name, as indeed is Peter, Peter being the translation of Cephas. Philip is found by Jesus, and then Philip finds Nathanael and introduces Jesus to him. This follows a similar pattern to Andrew, who after spending time with Jesus finds his brother Simon. Again, an issue of invitation. Philip finds Nathanael because he's beginning to be convinced that Jesus is the one in whom all the law and the prophets speak about. When Nathanael hears that Jesus is from Nazareth, he says, "Well, can anything good come from Nazareth?" Philip invites his friend to come and see. Invitation, that word again. When Jesus meets Nathanael, Nathanael is quickly convinced by Jesus. Jesus refers to himself as the Son of Man. This is the most common phrase that Jesus uses of himself. It comes from the Old Testament and the prophets Daniel and Ezekiel in particular. In the 7th chapter of Daniel, the one like a son of man appears vulnerable before God and is given honour, dominion and power. There's little wonder that our earliest Christian theologians saw in this pattern a way for describing what they believed about Jesus. Jesus is the one who unites heaven and earth, the one who brings together the universal with the local. As we continue the season of Epiphany, let's cherish the fact that Jesus has invited us. Let's also note that he's given us invitations to others. Who am I going to invite this week? Por benedicere.